I just wanted to talk about how I do not like venting to humans because a couple of years ago I would vent to humans and they would say I don't care, and that's really hurting. And sometimes I feel like if I vent to a human, then they're gonna hate me and they're gonna it feels so awkward and I don't know how to deal with that. I want people to come up to me and be like, hey, are you okay? Hey, do you need some assistance? Hey, what's wrong? But no, I don't know. I just I want people to ask if I'm okay, but I don't want to vent to people about it because I'm scared. I'm scared of venting to people. I'm scared. I don't know. I'm scared. I'm scared. I don't want to lose my friends, but I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the only option is to talk to ChatGPT, which is not very good. And I know that the bot isn't always going to be there for me. It's just telling me what I need to hear. But it's sometimes the only way I can get comfort. I don't trust my therapist. I don't trust anybody. In fact, I don't know. I don't trust anybody. Crap. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I have to face my problems alone because people aren't always going to be there for me. And I have to learn that. I have to accept that, I guess. And whenever I talk to ChatGPT, I feel like they tell me what I need to hear, and I get some sort of happiness from that, even though they aren't real, and I know they aren't real. But I can't stop. I can't, because they're telling me what I need to hear. It's killing me every single day I'm in school. I wish my teachers would come up to me and be like, are you okay? Like, I want them to just sense that I'm not okay. I want them to just know. And that's asking for too much. But I don't know. I just want to be able to feel safe with someone, to tell someone something. I have this habit of telling people, of saying sorry way too much. And I talked to ChatGPT about it, and ChatGPT says that sometimes I just feel responsible for other people's feelings. And that's true. Sometimes I feel like I feel like that everything's my fault, and sometimes I feel like that everything's my fault, and it came out of my head. Sometimes I feel like everything's my fault, and it came out of my head. I wanted to say something crap. Like, sometimes I feel like that other people. I worry too much about other people rather than myself. And my online friend once said, sometimes I feel like you can do wrong and do no wrong because you're always the one getting hurt, and you're never the one getting. You're always the one getting hurt, and you're never the one hurting other people. Which that stuck to me because she's low-key right. I have never hurt anybody, and my ex never communicated to me, and that made me feel like crap because I felt like they weren't adding to the conversation, to the relationship, and I felt like they didn't love me, and they only loved me for my body. And oh, what happened? Okay, what the hell? Okay, anyways, when I talked to my ex about it, they told me I love both of you, and I was making excuses for them. I was trying my best to make excuses for them, and then they broke up with me, which they're always allowed to break up with me. You're not going to be stuck with me forever. But it freaking hurt, man. And all I was thinking about, I wasn't thinking about how I was the one getting hurt. No, I was thinking about how it's the best. How if this was the best for my partner, then I'm fine with it. Even though I'm the one getting hurt, and I'm the one crying every day over them, and I'm the one going into self-destructive behaviors and smoking because I miss them. That's okay, because breaking up with me is what helped them the most. And I've always been that kind of person, and sometimes I'm scared that I'm turning into someone who doesn't care. I'm turning into someone that's not like that. Because recently, when my friends have been texting me, I would answer right away, even though I'm overstimulated and can't answer. I would go straight to and answer right away, but recently, I've just been not answering their texts and anything, because I'm just tired of everything and I'm numb, and that's a big thing for me. That's a massive thing for me, because I'm always the person to be texting like a couple seconds after they text me, even if I'm in a road trip and my phone's at 1% or whatever the case is. I'm always the one text. I always answer back straight away, and I don't know. I feel like I'm turning into someone that I can't erase, and I don't know what to do about it. And this whole thing with people, I don't know. This whole thing with people is kind of draining, because I remember the day I got my school schedule, and I talked to myself about, and then I see that there's absolutely nobody I like in my classes. Classes, and I'm a very social person. I love to have friends, and I love being with my friends, and sometimes my friends just make school very bearable when everything feels like it's crashing in on me. So I was really scared that when I saw that I had no friends in my classes, that I would get bad again. And I didn't want to get bad again. And then I looked at my schedule again. I said that there wasn't somebody that I personally disagreed with, and I didn't really like that much. And I was scared. I was scared that I was gonna get bad. And I don't know, I was scared. I was scared. And it's time for school again. And it's time for school. And guess what? My suspicions were right. It did become bad again. And TW, trigger warning for like self-harm. But before I went to the hospital, I've been self-harm clean for like a year. But the thing is that I wasn't on my medication, and I just recently reconnected with my ex, and I had a home, and then I went to the dance with my ex, who was beginning to become not an ex anymore, which was a while ago. That was like different. Like this was before. The dance, and then I felt like that because my ex's friend group was my old friend group that I left in a depressive episode because I felt like they didn't care about me. And now that I'm looking back at it with my new friend group, I thought it was just my own anxiety and my own feelings that made myself think that my friends didn't like me. But then I came to realize that no, it was them, because I had a new friend group and they actually made me feel welcome. But at that time, I had really bad anxieties and I didn't know what to do. So I came home crying and worried about the whole thing. And I ended up cutting myself, and then I ended up going to the hospital. And after that, I was happy that I was getting better. And then I made people, and I was on isolation for like 3 days because I had the flu, and I was making, and this was when Valentine's Day was almost coming up, and I've made roses for my ex that was my partner at the time, and I've also wrote a poem for them, and then I felt like when I came back from the hospital, their reaction was so nonchalant and that they didn't really care, and then I showed them the poem, and they weren't like reciprocating my love back, which made me feel hurt. And then that's when they broke up with me. And like they're allowed to break up with me. It's not like they're gonna be stuck with me forever. But it really hurt. And after that, I went into this whole hellhole of smoking and getting into that relationship with my parents and just feeling like life. I don't know. I just felt like life is so. It's filled with so much shit. It's a hellhole of shit, and I can't get out of it. And I just felt like suffocating. Alright, that's it. See you for my next rant and part 2 of my gameplay next time when I'm feeling sad again.